Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Purpose and Power, where faith meets strategy and vision turns into impact. I'm your host, Renelle Brooks, also known as Coach Renee by some, and I am so excited about this episode. Today's episode is going to be really good, you guys. So stay tuned. In the last few weeks, we've taken the time to talk about building a foundation of understanding purpose, how we have to start out with a strong foundation. Also, that you're not created by accident. You were indeed created by God for an amazing purpose. This week, I want to translate that into business. So this week, we're diving into a powerful truth that I believe that will transform the way that you see your business. I don't know if you know, but your business has a purpose too. Just like you were created for a purpose, the idea God placed in you is not just about making money. It's about impact. It's about being a solution in the earth. Every single God inspired idea is an innovative solution that God gave you to solve a problem in the earth. And so we're going to unpack that today, talk about what that looks like, and if we're not there, how we can get there, and some practical steps to help us to move in that direction. So, have you ever thought about your business being a solution that can and should impact the community you serve and beyond? It's not just about you. I just want you just to take a moment to think about that. We think about our business and can we make some money in the business? And that's a lot of times what the business is focused on. But there is a greater design for the ideas that God gives us. It's just not about making the money that we think we should make or we need to make. I mean, let's face it, it's really a reality. But once you realize that you are a solution in the earth, that means also your business, your ideas, your creativity are given to you by God as solutions in the earth. This is key. So once you realize that your business or organization is the solution, your perspective will change. You have to start getting into the mindset that your business is just not about you. It's such a greater purpose and impact that it was designed to make in the earth. Your business is more than a side hustle. It's really more than a way just to pay your bills or just to get by. It's God inspired to answer a problem in the earth. So today we're going to explore a broader perspective. What you thought was just a means to sustain your family, God can use to save your community or even to save a nation. With that in mind, you must succeed. There's no failure. There's no place for failure. Once you realize this, everything begins to shift, and we'll talk about it. So let's get into it. I hope you guys are doing well. Last week, we spoke about how God uses ordinary people for extraordinary things. And when I was preparing for this episode, I was reminded about two men in the Bible, Bezalel and Oholiab. I know that's a mouthful to say, but God put on the inside of them gifts and talents needed to build in the earth. Then the Lord said to Moses, "See, I have chosen Bezalel and the son of Uri and the son of Hur of the tribe of Judah. And I have filled them with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, with all kinds of skills to make artistic designs for working gold and silver and bronze, to cut and set stone, to work in wood, and to engage in all kinds of crafts. Moreover, I have appointed Oholiab, the son of Ahisamach, the tribe of Dan, to help him. Also, I have given the ability to all the skilled workers to make everything I have commanded you." And you can read more about that in Exodus 31. But this clearly lets us know that the wisdom, the understanding, the skills, the talents are given by God for our businesses. They're given by God for a purpose in the earth, just like Bezalel and Oholiab were gifted by God with all of those things. There's actually a problem in the earth that needs what you have on the inside of you, a problem that needs who you were created to be. You are the solution. Once you realize this, everything shifts. So let's think about the purpose of your business. Too often we separate our business from our purpose. Oftentimes, we think about purpose as a ministry or charity work or just something personally that you're supposed to fulfill. And business, you think about that as something entirely different. But when God gives you an idea, it's not random. You had an idea to start your business. You had an idea to start your organization. So he is entrusting you with an innovative solution. Take a moment to think about that. God is entrusting you with an idea that is an innovative solution. It's ingenuity, it's creativity. He put in you, just like Bezalel and Oholiab, God put in them what was needed in the earth at that time. So he put in you what is needed in the earth. That means that you are the solution. The idea that you have, that creativity, that ingenuity, that strategy, that service, that gifting, that talent, it is an innovative solution to solve a problem in the earth. So let's think about it. Whether you are an entrepreneur or a nonprofit leader or a business owner, your business is an answer to solve someone's problem. And yes, there is a difference between being an entrepreneur and being a business owner. Maybe we'll get into that in a later episode. But for now, your business is a solution to a problem. So I want you to take a moment to just really think about that. You may have thought this is just my side hustle, or you may have thought I can do this so easily and make money doing it, so let me just do it. But the gifts and talents that you have on the inside are to solve a problem in the earth. So let's unpack that. What does that look like? If you're a coach, you're solving clarity and direction problems. If you're a consultant, you're solving efficiency and knowledge gaps. If you own a bakery, you're not just selling cakes, you're creating experiences, memories, and even creating an atmosphere of celebration, joy, and warmth for people. When you recognize that your business is a solution, your entire mindset begins to shift. And that shift in mindset is really important. Let's talk about the shift. Now, why is perspective shift so important? Because when you start to see your business through the lens of purpose, it changes how you operate. It changes how you move forward in your business, how you think about things in your business. It changes your ideas about your business. It changes how you run your business. It changes everything. So let's take, for instance, me. My goal in assisting our clients is to really illuminate the depth of purpose that God has placed within them. And that's why my business is called Purpose Inc. But I know that I was created to help other people fulfill their purpose. And so the way that I do that is many different ways, but we help uncover innovation, creativity, ingenuity that often begin as a subtle spark and is easily overlooked in the hustle of their daily operations. Many business owners have a vision that they know is God breathed, yet they struggle with where they start. So one of the things that we do is we bring structure and order to those inspired ideas, transforming them into actionable strategies. Beyond that, we provide clarity, direction, and a tangible roadmap for execution, ensuring that our clients move forward with confidence. So our approach emphasizes doing business with excellence, upholding integrity, and fostering a sustainable impact that aligns with their God-given purpose. I know some of you might be saying, okay, I'm a business owner, let me hear that in my language. So let me shift to strategic terms. So I'll break it down practically in that way. We utilize mind mapping techniques to organize critical thoughts, sort through ideas, and establish clear priorities. Through logical frameworks, we ensure that goals and objectives are not just aspirational, but are aligned with measurable desired outcomes. We craft strategic plans that resonate with the overarching mission, vision, and core values of the business or organization that we're serving. Our approach integrates project management tools such as project charters, RACI charts, risk matrices, and workflow development to streamline operations and enhance efficiency. But here's the key. When you structure your business through the lens of purpose, you shift from merely chasing profits to pursuing meaningful impact. Purpose-driven businesses create value beyond revenue. They transform industries, uplift communities, and leave a lasting legacy. So the question is, are you building a business solely for profit, or are you crafting something that will outlive you and serve a greater good? The choice is really yours, but remember, when purpose drives your business, profits follow as a natural byproduct of impact, integrity, and excellence. So here's the reality. Profit is the reward for providing solutions. When you focus on service, excellence, and meeting real needs, financial success is inevitable. However, when revenue is the only driving force, the true essence of impact gets lost. A purpose-driven business transcends personal ambition. It extends its reach to those that serve the communities it influences, and then legacy is established. That's the mission of Purpose Inc. To empower individuals, businesses, and nonprofits to unlock their purpose and drive meaningful, lasting change. I've witnessed businesses that embrace purpose leave a profound and enduring mark on the world. We're going to jump in and take a look at some stats. So I wanted to take a look at the successes of purpose-driven businesses versus profit-driven businesses. We're going to start off with revenue growth. Did you know that the revenue growth is higher in purpose-driven businesses versus profit-driven businesses? According to Deloitte, purpose-driven businesses grow 3 times faster than their competitors. Yeah, 3 times faster than their competitors. According to the Zeno Group, 58% of companies with a clear purpose grew at least 10% in the past 3 years, compared to only 42% of companies without a clear purpose. We can look at it in customer loyalty and brand trust. 82% of consumers said that they would choose a brand with a purpose over a competitor with similar offerings. And that's the Zeno Group as well. Employee engagement and productivity. This is really important because it is where the culture of your organization comes in. And we will definitely get into culture because culture shapes a business, culture shapes an organization. Purpose-driven companies have a higher employee retention rate and engagement, with employees being 1.4 times more engaged than those of profit-driven firms, according to PwC. Companies with a clear sense of purpose experience 30% lower turnover rates and 125% higher productivity, according to the Harvard Business Review. Companies that prioritize purpose outperform the stock market by 260% for over a decade, according to CECP. Those are some staggering stats, and that lets you know that when you have purpose and when you're walking in purpose, not only in your personal life, but in your business, your organization, in your projects, you can outperform because you have a goal, because you're working an idea that God is giving you, because you're moving strategically in what you were created to do and what that business was created to do. So why is that? Why do purpose-driven driven companies succeed? Well, one, they build long-term trust with their customers. I have seen this in Purpose Inc. with the businesses and the customers that I serve. Customers that have come back over the span of 2, 3 years. Employees feel more motivated, engaged in their work when they're working for a purpose-driven company. Because there is a goal, a purpose, the employees are more driven to work. Also, the culture of the organization plays a major role as well. Culture is so important, you guys. Once we dive into culture, you will see when you have a good culture, people want to work for you. They want to work for you. And I touched on this a little bit in my previous episode. Are your employees walking on eggshells? Are they excited to come to work? Are they excited to do their job? Because the culture of the organization, how the business has been run, how they're being treated as employees, what the company stands for is so important. Any day, I will work for a purpose-driven business before I will work for a profit-driven business. If they have a goal, if they have a purpose, the cause that they are committed to, I would work for that company before I would work for a company that's only basically taskmasters in terms of working their employees because they have to hit the bottom line. Employees would much rather work for a company that has a goal and a purpose and a cause at their helm. Another reason why purpose-driven companies succeed above profit-driven companies because they can adapt better to crisis and market shifts because they have a mission behind their business, beyond their profits. Investors see them as sustainable and lower risk investment. Meanwhile, businesses that focus solely on money often struggle for customer retention. They struggle with employee engagement, struggling to get the bottom line, and they struggle with long-term sustainability. A short-term profit mindset can lead to burnout, ethical issues. People start doing all kinds of things to make the bottom line, a loss of market relevance over time. So there's a whole host of things that cause profit-based businesses not to succeed. It is even more so a reason that you should focus on your purpose, the ideas that God has given you, and move towards that as you work your business. So, how can we apply this to your business today? How can we say, okay, I was focused on profit, but now I see that purpose is more sustainable and more fulfilling because I am moving in what I was created to do in the earth. And I'm moving toward what solution I can bring to those problems and those issues in the earth. So one of the ways that you can align your business with purpose today is start by redefining success beyond financial gain. If you're a business that has been focused on solely profits and that has been stressing you out, trying to figure out how you're going to make this money, how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that, begin to reassess your business and focus on the purpose of your business as opposed to the profits of your business. Here's a few steps. So ask yourself, what problem am I trying to solve with my business? And who am I truly serving? Service is really important when it comes to purpose because you're not an island. You're supposed to be moving towards helping others. Another question is, how can I integrate purpose into my business model from marketing all the way to the operation standpoint? Those are things that you can start to reevaluate and readjust in your business. And you can adapt the purpose-driven model as opposed to the profit-driven model. Are my core values reflected in how I treat my clients, how I treat my employees, how I treat my stakeholders? And so those are important questions because You want to make sure that you're walking in integrity. You want to make sure that your employees feel safe in the workplace. We are going to be talking about psychological safety in the workplace, guys. It's part of the culture of the organization, and it's absolutely necessary that we have a good atmosphere and a good positioning with our employees as we move forward, especially when we're moving in purpose. And we're going to talk about excellence a little bit later on in the segment. Another question you can ask yourself is, am I making decisions based on short-term profits, or am I thinking about long-term impact? Am I making the decisions for my business based on short-term profits? Or am I really thinking about long-term impact? That's another thing that we're going to be talking about is impact, because when you move in purpose, it is to create a lasting impact. It is not just to say, okay, yes, I'm moving in purpose or whatever, and you're just kind of doing things haphazardly. No, excellence proceeds making a greater impact. When we talk about culture, we talk about core values, what your mission, your vision is. And since we're talking about mission, consider creating a mission statement that centers around service and impact rather than just revenue. Think about that. Let your missions center around service and impact rather than revenue. Build systems that prioritize people. I talk about systems a lot because systems are really important. You have your internal systems and you also have external systems. Your external systems are client facing. You're looking at what you're doing on the outside to make it user friendly and easier for your clients to engage with you. Build those external systems so that they speak to service, so that they speak to building people up rather than focusing on bringing money in. And your internal systems, of course, they're going to be your intake processes. They're going to be your processes within your organization, and how you streamline things is really important to help your processes so that you won't be struggling doing more work than is necessary when you can have things run smoothly. Internal and external systems are both important in your business. So you want to build those systems that prioritize people, whether it's through ethical sourcing, whether it's through fair wages, community engagement, or sustainable practices that you input into your organization's core values and into how you operate within the organization. As you do those things, as you align your daily business decisions with purpose, you'll find that success, fulfillment, and profitability will naturally follow. So you don't have to chase after those things, because as you serve people, as you move and walk in purpose, as you begin to bring solutions in the earth, then people will begin to reach out to you, and those things will naturally follow because you are moving in purpose with your business, with the ideas and creativity, vision, and ingenuity that God give you. So what else can you do to shift the perspective of your business and align your business with its true purpose? So here are a few steps. I know that we talked about finding the problem that your organization, your business will solve, but identifying the problem is very, very crucial, because your business exists to solve a problem. Without the problem, your business would not exist. Even if you are a daycare, that means parents need to go to work. They have a problem. They need somebody to watch their children. Whether you are a dry cleaner, those people need to have clean clothes. So that's the problem that they're trying to solve. So when I talk about the problem, I want you to really dive deep. What is the real problem that your business or your organization is poised to solve? Not just at the surface level, but at its core. Think deeply about this. We will touch on this in a later episode because there's different ways that you can really narrow down on the problem that your organization or your business is trying to solve. There's problem trees, there's a whole lot of things that will help you really narrow that problem down so that you know exactly what you are the solution to, what you are poised to solve. Another thing that you can do is begin to serve with excellence. Shift your mindset from making sales to making a difference. Excellence attracts success. So as you start serving with excellence, really loving people, trying to really help people, make your business about helping people. Make your business about serving your community. Make your business about really being that solution to the problem. We're going to have guests on here and we're going to talk about that and how they do that in their business. And it's going to be really, really good for you to hear other perspectives. Obviously, I am a strategic coach and consultant, and I do a lot of things, but I want you to hear some other people's opinions and the things that they do in their business and how it has been successful for them. So I want you to think about your community impact. How does your business impact the people around you? When you start shifting into thinking about these things, you'll begin to see your business different. So can you do more? Can you expand your reach? Will your community or target group benefit from your solution, and how? How are they benefiting right now? Think about these things. How is your business benefiting your community from the solution that you're bringing right now? How can they benefit more? If you're a new business owner, is your market that you're looking to target already overrun, saturated with the solution that you wish to provide? If so, you may want to rethink your community. You may want to rethink your target group so that you can be the solution in the earth with the idea that God has given you to do. Another thing that's definitely valuable is to pray over your business. If God gave you the idea and the talents, the gifts, He's also giving you the strategy to make the business a blessing to the community that you're going to serve. Ask Him for the wisdom, for the creativity, for the direction. Let Him give you the plan. And finally, I want to encourage you to create an action plan. Don't just think about it. Start implementing it. And I say this all the time, but there's so many great ideas that get stalled in the mind of great thinkers. But implementing these ideas is where the magic comes. Whether it's improving your services, streamlining your processes, engaging your community more, or expanding your vision, please, I want to beg you, take action, because you're not just doing this for you. It's not about you. You have the skill set to make a difference. You have the creativity, the ingenuity, the wisdom, the ideas, things that God has given you to bring about the change in the community and the organization, in the landscape, in the metron that you serve. I truly believe that when you start to step into the full purpose of your business, doors open, resources come, and impact will follow. You were not just called to work. You were called to solve, to build, to influence, and to change lives. So step into that. That's what you were created to do. Let's walk in purpose, even in our businesses. So I hope today's episode has encouraged you and challenged you to think differently about your businesses. If this spoke to you, share this with someone else who needs to hear it. As always, I love to hear your thoughts. You can comment on the social platforms as well as on my website, on the Contact Me page. Let's keep this conversation going. And if you need help strategizing for your businesses or your nonprofit or even a specific project you're working with, Purpose Inc. is here to help as well. Go ahead and make an appointment on my scheduling page on Purpose Inc. There is a discovery call, and that complimentary. It sets up a platform where we can talk about what you want to do and see if we're the right fit for one another. It also gives you some ideas that you can implement now to start moving towards purpose. So until next time, keep walking in purpose and making a great impact. You can find the video to this podcast on YouTube, and the audio can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spotify for Creators, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and I'll put all of these things in the description below. And I am Renelle Brooks, also known as Coach Renee, and I am here with Purpose and Power, where your faith meets strategy and vision turns into impact. Keep moving in purpose, guys. It's so much work to be done in the earth, and you are a part of it. Your business is a part of it. Your strategy, your ideas, your projects are a part of being the solution that God wants you to be in the earth. So until next time, guys, we'll see you soon. Take care.